on our program. I believe that was your most memorable fight, Tureano, in California?
Well, to date.
To date.
To date, yes.
Yeah.
Jason Quigley, he was a formidable opponent who everybody had me as the underdog. They had me 0 to 100, meaning I had no chance of winning that fight.
So was it a unanimous decision, or you knocked him out?
I stopped him. He retreated and he didn't come up for the 9th round. It was a 10-round fight.
It was a 10-round fight.
And he did not come up for the 9th round. Yeah.
How did you stop him?
I was in sort of a trance, so I can't remember exactly, but I knew I gave him a body shot at one moment. And if I could remember that feeling, I felt not in a pitiful manner, but I felt that was enough, because I could have done much more damage than I did then. Mm-hmm. We're working on that. I need to learn how to finish fighters. This is boxing. I know what I'm going in there. It could happen to me, and it could happen to them.
What do you say to people when they say it's a cruel sport?
Well, you go...
Boxing.
Well, boxing is an art.
It's an art, you say?
It is an art. No doubt it's an art. Have I heard them say it's a cool sport? Not in those exact words, but they have said it's barbaric.
Yes.
But a lot of folks don't understand, It is one thing to have your body prepared for such an event. Whereas, you know what, I would not put a little kid inside the ring to let him fight. And the reason why I say it in that stance, because that's where it stems from. A mature man could go in the ring and take a punch. Not too much, but he can take a punch to a certain extent, whereas a young kid cannot. Mm-hmm. And a young kid should not. And so, is it cool to hit on somebody? Yeah. But are you able to withstand the punishment? Yeah, you should be able to. So I don't find it to be an offense if somebody tells me it's a cool sport.
There have been many boxers who have, in their later years, had difficulties. Muhammad Ali, for instance, and others. And they believe that all of these things had to do
Is it boxing related?
Yes.
Well, I am not a physician. I am not a doctor. But in my studies, physiotherapy and sports medicine, just a little bit of that study that taught me that Parkinson's disease is not trauma related. Dementia, short-term memory loss, is trauma related. They have many people in this world who have never been hit in their head to date.
That's right.
And I guess even the most stand-up Michael J. Fox and the movie stars.
That's right. And they have Parkinson's disease.
They have Parkinson's disees. Muhammad Ali did not suffer from dementia. He had Parkinson's disease, which is the malnutrition in the body. Also,
has to do with plaque on the brain as well.
Yeah, plaque on the brain. So, of course, it's a health issue that was not inflicted through trauma. And that's where a lot of parents, think that that's what would happen to their kid if that happened, and that discourages them. Had that not taken place with Muhammad Ali, I believe we would have had many world champions today, especially from the Bahamas, which we have very physically fit young men and women in this country.
Absolutely. Who's your hero?
My hero is, well, I sort of try to balance it out because I'm now transitioning into that fighter that I want to be. And so I have a mix of a Sugar Ray Robinson and a Joe Frazier. Though the both of them are two different style and two different weight class, I have always started off as a Joe Frazier, a mauler, one who comes into the ring and be the aggressor and just keep on coming forward.
Joe Frazier, not Muhammad Ali?
Oh, well, I am not a fan of that boxing style. Of course, that is the sweet science of boxing, but I'm Irvin Johnson's son, so we like to hit, and we like to hit hard.
I see.
And so that's why I stuck with the Joe Frazier. But watching Sugar Ray Robinson, a man of finesse, but yet great power in the ring, I tried to amalgamate both of those styles together, and that's where you would have a Tureano Johnson to come in between. So my biggest idols in boxing would be Sugar Ray Robinson and Joe Frazier.
I see. Very good.
That's incredible. Tureano, you qualified for the Olympics. You were at the Olympics before, right?
That's right. 2008 Beijing Olympics. That's where I had qualified for that Olympic in 2008 in Guatemala. It was an awesome experience. I have never been to any other Olympic, but I can tell you that probably was the best Olympic out of all. Now, I'm not going to say about the judging part. To me, I think that was such a terrible job by the Olympic Association, not the Bahamas, but the Olympic Association. And I say this again, something has to be done with the corruption in boxing. And the sad part about it, it does stem from home straight into the international circuit. But the judging of that fight, if you watch my fight, not to cry about it. I thank God it happened. I was gone, and I'm where I'm at today. Thank God because of that. But the judging was terrible for many of those countries, and that is because there was so much corruption in boxing.
What is your record?
My record as a professional fighter today, I have 22 wins. Where's my wife? Because she could help me with that.
22 wins, okay.
22 wins. I have 2 losses.
Okay.
And 1 draw. I think that's a good record.
That's a good record,
that's
absolutely.
really
Can't complain about that.
Over how many years? How long have you been boxing?
Over 8 years now.
Over 8 years.
Over 8 years as a professional fighter.
That's an excellent record.
Well, I can't
Well,
complain.
and it shows with these belts
I know.
that you have before us this evening, eh?
Well, we have some Bahamian fighters that who have just as much or probably more than this. Jermaine Chuchumaki, Ray Minus, Sherman the Tank Williams. And of course, he is one who we ought to give tribute to at all times, not just in boxing, but in all sport. 1972, I think it is, when he won the Bahamas' first world champion, WBC world champion, Elijah Obed. But I put a lot of hard work into this.
Yes,
This doesn't come laying down on your back in the bed.
Absolutely. Elijah Obed was a phenomenon, wasn't he?
He is something else. He is being honored, abroad, and that is something that's got to. It's kind of a little scary to think of something like that. I hope that never happens to me, where they honor me in Florida, but it takes forever to happen home here in the Bahamas. But it's a sad case.
He's had some kudos in the Bahamas.
He's had some
as well.
kudos. But
I remember him standing in the House of Assembly. The Parliament of the Bahamas gave him an award, and of course he was honored by the Queen and the state, So he went. He was
honored by the Queen, that's right.
Absolutely. So,
That's right.
he did extremely well, Elisha Obed.
But his kudos, the kudos that he has gotten, I must say that it's nothing compared to the athletes of today. It is sad because he's one of our pioneers.
That's true, absolutely.
He's one of our pioneers. We wouldn't be where we are today had it not been for those who were ahead of us.
No, you're
I
right.
would not be here today if I didn't learn that a Bahamian athlete could be a world champion. When I heard Elijah Obed was a world champion, I could be one too. And now young kids are coming up to me and say, Tureano went to the Olympic. Well, I could do better than just go to the Olympic. I can actually win an Olympic medal. And that makes me feel proud, because a good leader always leaves a successor. A good leader. I don't care how it is. If you have a business, and I say this to everybody, if you have a business, I'm not the greatest in philosophy, but a good leader always leaves a successor in every organization, including the Amateur Boxing Federation, the Olympic Association, and the government of the country. Always leave a good successor.
Very good, very good. Well, you've been wonderful. Thank you so very much for being here today as our guest. And we wish you well in the future. And I hope you have a wonderful Christmas and all the best for 2020.
And Tureano is here right now because he actually is looking for sponsorship to be able to go back to Florida. He's supposed to be fighting now.
Yes.
But he had a slight injury.
Okay.
I was supposed to fight tomorrow, which would be the 20th of December, and I would be fighting for the #1 contendership for the WBA world title.
Okay.
It's a sad case, but I have had a hamstring strain due to the fact that I did not have the appropriate training camp that was necessary for me to have.
Okay.
And to say that is that, I do push my body to that limit and to that extent, but I did not have the proper equipment and so on because of funding.
Okay.
I am sending a cryo, not for sponsorship, but I'm sending a cryo for partners. Tureano is coming not just with open arms, but with hands to send out. If you want to be a part of Tureano's team, hey, I have no problem sharing your logos internationally. Once I get into that ring, you'll see a stellar performance as well as your company's logo on my trunks, on my corners trunks, and you would have public mentions and so on, what comes along with the package. But if you're interested in helping out Tureano in his next training camp, I'd be more than happy.
Very good. Well, we wish you well, and we wish you get the support that you need in 2020 and beyond. Thank you so very much for being here today.
Oh, it's a
And
blessing.
congratulations on all of these achievements.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Mr. Jones.
Good. Thank you, Bianca.
Thank you.
And we wish you well for Christmas and beyond.
Yes.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you for watching and listening. Good evening, everyone.